other, don't you remember? He was like, the only woman who ever completed me in life just walked up out the door. So when he left, or
lawful wedded husband.
To be my
Bertine. Not Bertine's heart. With a tramp like you.
Well, I know it hurts being third rate, but aren't you accustomed to it yet?
Oh, Robin, I see.
I myself the slut of Springfield!
Son of a bitch in heat. I found out myself what love is all about.
hey everybody, it's me, Nikki. Jacob calls himself being an international super spy, I spy, private eye, a Boy Scout. So he goes down to Wiggy Wonder's apartment and he has a search warrant and he's looking and he's searching, he's looking for everything. But we all know he's not going to find anything because Eva already came and got the gloves and the helmet. Wiggy Wonder is under the impression that the Duprees / Hamilton / Richardsons have set the police after her, and it's just like, no, that is not the case. Ain't nobody set nobody after you. You are a plausible suspect. You match the height of the suspect, and nobody else had motive except for you and your daughter. So when she goes down to Uptown and Ted and Nicole are there and Ted and Nicole are talking, this is like the first time they had a long conversation that did not involve hollering, yelling, and screaming or anything to do with Wiggy Wonder and Eva. She interrupts and Nicole walks out and she tells Ted, you need to call them off. I know you bought and paid for them, but you need to call them off. And he's like, first and foremost, ain't nobody bought them off. They don't work for nobody but themselves. And secondly, because she was like, or I'm going to do what I want to do or what I need to do. And he was like, when have you never not done whatever you wanted to do? Like, you're always going to do that. So when he walked up out of there, because she was like, girl, you get on my nerves. And she was like, but I complete you. We complete each other. Don't you remember? He was like, the only woman who ever completed me in life just walked up out the door. So when he left, or when he was going to leave, she deliberately put herself in her path to get bumped. And it's just like, you are messy as hell. But girl, she's delusional. Kat is like a dog with a bone. She just won't let go, okay? She just won't let go. Jacob then had to threaten her and basically say, if you keep on, I'm going to arrest you. But then she turned around and threatened him and said, oh, well, if you threaten me, I'm going to threaten you. But this time I'm going to have Smitty write an article. Tit for tat. What you trying to do? But he explains to her multiple times, you cannot go and find evidence because then I'm going to have to arrest you for stealing. You cannot be involved in the case because if I put all this hard work into the case and then the judge throws it out because you were involved, I'm going to be upset. She really does want to get justice for Laura, but it's also clouded by the fact that she wants to get justice for her parents' marriage blowing up the way it did because of the actions of Wiggy Wonder and Eva. Now, before she decided to take off because she's going to find some evidence because she's on the right path. She was like, what if, because he was telling her it seemed like Wiggy Wonder was waiting and ready. And she was like, so what if Eva got the evidence out of the apartment, because that apartment is small because Kat has been there before. She's like, what if Eva got the evidence out of the apartment when we know that's exactly what happened? So she's on the right path. That's going to be messy because I think she's supposed to be under Eva's hotel bed tomorrow. Speaking of Eva, her and crewneck Ted were at Uptown and they were having like lunch or whatever. And they were talking and they were having conversations and he was asking her, you know, how's the job? How is everything? And she was giving him real surface level answers like what she thought he wanted to hear. And he was like, no, I wanted like spit that real stuff to me. Like, how do you feel? What's going on with you? And she's like, she misses working for him and Nicole. She misses that kind of work. It was challenging. She finally felt wanted. She finally felt needed. She finally felt like she belonged somewhere. And she just wishes she had that, and she wishes she would have never gone along with what her mother wanted, even though that's her mama and she loves her and she's all she's had for a very long time. Look at how life turned out for her. And Ted asked, you know, outside of the working things, what do you want? And she's like, more of these conversations with my dad, being able to sit down and talk, having, you know, Sunday dinners and fish fries with my brother, my brother-in-law, my niece, and my nephew. And it may be a far reach, but having a relationship with Nicole. And I was like, having a relationship with Nicole is not a far reach. Having a relationship with Kat is a far reach. Because not only did you destroy her parents' marriage as she knows it, You are also another daughter. She clocked you from the moment you popped up. But also, you and her supposed man is too friendly for her liking. And then her only friend that we know of outside of Chelsea got hurt in the process. So Kat is going to be a reach. Now, Laura's out of the hospital. Laura's definitely having a hard time with the software that Eva downloaded on the computer. They had a coming back welcome home party for her at the office, but she wants to hit the ground running. So she ends up calling Eva, and they meet up at Orphe Jeans, and Eva apologizes to her for what happened to her, and she's like, listen, I had nothing to do with this, and I'm also going to help you take that software off your computer. So they have that little moment. But listen, Mona's still blaming herself for what happened. Laura's going through a lot. Kat is still saying, I was right, I was right, I was right. And unfortunately for a lot of people, even though Kat can be annoying, she was right. She's annoying, but she's right. And it's just like, well, there are a lot of annoying people out there that are right, and she was right about these situations. So I don't know what y'all want us to do. And Nicole stopped shutting her down, because maybe if y'all would have listened to Kat, we wouldn't be in these situations now. Meantime, in between time, we see Miss Anita and Daddy Dupree. Now, Daddy Dupree is really trying to, talk that good stuff to Miss Anita, trying to just talk her down, talk her through it, really walk her through it, and help her come to understanding with her feelings. I can see how he was a politician. He has a good talk game. That man's also a simp. He is a simp for his wife, okay? Anyway, he's trying to talk to her. She's planning on calling, oh boy, who the manager or whoever he was who wanted to do the reunion concert, and telling him it's off. And we find out in this time that Miss Anita decided and made the choice to leave the group after Barbara committed self-deletion. Yes, and they were on break, and she just decided not to come back. Now, I can see how the other ladies were upset with her about that, but I could also see and understand why she decided to make that choice. Why would I go back to a group? Other than me wanting to go solo, but really, why would I want to go back to the group where it used to be 4 of us, and our 4th member, who we all decided to make the decision to kick out of the group, just committed self-deletion, and also got that letter with her blaming me for everything. I too would have been like, you know what, I'm out of here. I don't care how much of a bitch it might make somebody feel about me or make me look to people. I wouldn't personally be able to handle that. So I think Miss Anita wasn't able to handle that, and her best thing she thought she could do for herself was to run away. Miss Anita is a runner when things get hard. You could kind of tell. Sometimes she likes to face it head on, but she runs from like really deep, cut you to the core things that have happened in her personal or professional life. Now Tracy had to break it to Sharon or Cockwick about the fact that Miss Anita don't want to do the concert. Daddy Dupree still trying to talk her into doing a concert, as in Miss Anita, but she like, I'm glad we had this conversation and everything, but I'm still gonna call him to tell him we're not doing it. So Cocktwig and Tracy pop up at the house, and Daddy Dupree open the door, and instead of saying, come on in, before he could say that, here come Cocktwig strutting in there, talking about leave it to Anita to do X, Y, and Z, and Miss Anita popped up and said, what you're not gonna do is walk into my house and talk to me crazy, and really broke it down to them, basically what I've been saying. When Barbara was kicked out of the group, y'all could have left with Barbara and started y'all own group. But y'all decided to stick with me and ride this gravy train until I decided to get off the caboose, the conductor, whatever, decided to go ahead and leave. We're not going to have this moral high ground because we all did our dirt and we all at the same goddamn level. But I'm not about to take no more of y'all dumping on me. I took it already, not about to do it again. And you know what? This was cool for what it was, but we ain't doing a concert. Because Sharon was like, well, you doing over here doing this talking. I was going to tell you I want to do the concert. She was like, we ain't doing no concert. Get out of my house. And I was like, well, I can't be upset with her because y'all came and dumped all over her when y'all actively chose to stay with Anita instead of going with Barbara, and have made Anita pay for that choice for a majority of y'all lifetime. Get the hell out of my face. Tomorrow should be even messier. What the hell is Kat doing under that bed? And why is Vanessa slapping Joey? Mess.